and Gershon with the Daily Orange. I guess for both of you, having Paige back, it's been big for the team. Obviously, last year she was out with the ACL. What's it been like to have her back, and what impact has she made just around the whole team?
I feel like especially, now starting the NCAA tournament where the pressure is greater, every game matters a lot more. Every little thing you do is, I wouldn't say it's going to decide if you win the game or not, but it's going to decide if you win a game or not. I feel like it means so much just looking back at last year's NCAA tournament. It just feels, I don't know, I personally feel more secure having her on the floor, knowing that whenever you pass her the ball, she's going to do something great with it, just like it's been the whole season, but especially now when it matters so much more, it's huge, and you can definitely feel the difference in our team.
I think also we're just confident, like the three of us, trying to lead this team and trying to achieve what we want to do in this tournament. And I think having all three of us do our role, do our part together is what's helped the team throughout the whole season. But I think it's going to be, as Nika said, more crucial in the tournament.
Question here on the right.
Christy Winter-Scott, ESPN. Aaliyah, this one's for you. You and Paige combined for over half the points yesterday, whether they were scored or assisted. What is the synergy like, and that dynamic, what does that feel like to play with her in that way?
It feels great, and I think the beauty of that is we just read off of each other, and us being in sync helps the whole team be in sync as well. And it's not only us two that can win the game for UConn. It comes down to the five on the court at the time in the moment. But I think going back to as seniors, when we're leading the pack and we're really moving efficiently, moving with confidence, moving with intention, that really helps lead us into making the right decisions on both ends of the court.
Question up front, Vicky. Microphone's coming.
Vicky Fulkerson from the New London Day. Nika, last year when you broke the single season assist record, and you talked about how astonishing it was to pass Sue Bird. Now on the all-time list, you've passed like some amazing people, Diana, and hopefully tomorrow you would be number one all-time. Can you just reflect on that a little bit? Is it still kind of, I mean, it's happening, so you're not like sitting home like, counting, but is it pretty amazing to you?
I feel like, whenever I get asked those questions, it's really hard to put into words what it feels like because I haven't really done it yet. So, I mean, yes, I'm there. I feel like I'm going to do it, but I don't think I can have the full answer and the full, aspect, I guess, the full feeling, emotions that are going to be behind it. But, I mean, I don't think anybody's expected me to be in the conversation when it comes to things like that. When I came here, I don't think I expected that myself either. So I feel like being just among those names is very humbling for me, and those are some people that I looked up to when I was younger and wanted to mimic my game towards, and I would say just very, very humbling, but I feel like I can tell you more once I do it, so.
Right here, front row, Lori.
Lori Riley, Hartford Current. This is for Nika. Can you just talk a little bit about the matchup tomorrow between the guards? Obviously, Fair is very good, and just curious what you guys are going to have to do to kind of try to stop her. Yeah, I mean, I feel like, obviously we have a lot of respect for their whole team, especially for her. She's their leader. She's going to have the ball most of the times. But I feel like throughout my 4 years here, we've faced a lot of teams like that are very guard dominant, and they have that one player that the ball is going to go to and everybody's going to look at her. So I feel like it never comes down to one player guarding. I feel like it's always a team defense that wins against players and teams like that. So, I mean, just focusing on what they're trying to do, where they're trying to get the ball to. I feel like we have a good defensive plan. And, I mean, it's going to come down to, team defense. And I feel like a lot has to do also with rebounding, not letting them get those second shots. And it's not just on our big guys to do that. It's on us guards to, box out and help them, because they've been bailing us. Our big guys have been bailing us out when it comes to that the whole season. So I feel like that's going to be
if not the most important thing tomorrow, rebounding. So.
We'll stay on the left, third row.
Aaliyah, sort of building off that rebounding, Syracuse is one of the best offensive rebounding teams in the nation. What are you guys looking to do defensively to grab those boards and, limit Syracuse from getting those second chance opportunities?
Boxing out every time we get pretty much out, getting more boards than they get. But as Nika said, that's the game plan. It's not really about how we're going to go about it. It's just about going out there and doing it.
Question up front, Vicky.
Did you guys scrimmage them in October, and did you learn anything from that about Syracuse that you can take into the matchup tomorrow?
Yeah, we did scrimmage them in October, and yeah, we can look at film of that. But also, I feel like as much as we say that we've changed from October, they have as well. So we had to take into consideration how we matched up well and how we didn't match up well against them during that scrimmage, but how also they've tuned out some of the weaknesses that they had during that time, and how much they've grown as a team. So we can't really look too far back into the past, but look at their recent games and see how we can convert.
Stay on the left here, third row.
Yeah, just sort of building off of that, what have you guys seen from Syracuse that's most different from when you faced off against them last time? And just overall, what do you expect them to do offensively?
I feel like we're not so much focused on what they're going to do. I feel like we're mostly focused on what we are going to do against them, defensive-wise, offensive-wise. As Aaliyah said, teams that you face off in September are never going to be the same as teams that you face off in March. And, side to that, in March, teams are always different. They go harder, they hustle harder, they realize that this might be your last time stepping on the court. So just the overall vibes is different, and I don't think it's going to be so much about strategy or, comparing them to what they were in September and stuff like that. I feel like it's going to be a hustle game. It's going to be a very physical game. I feel like it's going to come down to who's going to get those loose balls, rebounds, and I don't think it's going to be so much strategy. So.
Question on the left here, third row.
Andrew Del Piano with Citrus TV. How do you guys feel the crowd plays a role in you guys playing here at home in the first two rounds of the NCAA tournament?
That's our sixth man. Since I've been here, it's been, except COVID year, but it's been incredible having them on our side. And, as much as you love to play away games and, playing in those type of environments, there's nothing like playing at home, and especially in Gampel. And it's special knowing that this is going to be our last game in Gampel. I feel like it brings some more motivation to go out, the way that we want to go out and, leave these people with something. It's incredible just hearing them be so loud, cheer on us, and it's especially now that we don't really have a lot of players, they're definitely, making sure that adrenaline is always, pumping us in our bodies, and just, I don't know, it's just different. It's the best thing that we could ask for, to, play at home and have this type of environment, because there's nothing like it in the nation, so.
We'll go to the back left corner.
Chris Carlson from the Syracuse Post-Standard. Nika, is there a guard that you sort of, or two that you look at that are similar to Deasia that you guys sort of played this year, or is there anything that she does that's unique?
I wouldn't. It's really hard. I feel like I would say a guard that she's kind of similar to that we played this year. A guard from St. John's. Yeah, I can't remember her name, but I feel like people definitely know her. I feel like she's very similar to that. She has the ball. Unique Drake. I feel like she's kind of similar to her in terms of being aggressive, smart guard, just very shifty, very, aggressive in the lane, can shoot from, behind the arc. So, again, it's not the same player. Every player is different. Every player is unique. But I would say that's a very similar matchup that we've had this year. So, yeah.
Any other questions? Oh, we're going to go front row, Vicky.
Aaliyah, can you talk about Nika's assists? You've been here to see all of them. So what have you thought about all her passes?
Yeah. I mean, I just said that I know she's one from tying it, and I think that she's going to drop 10 tomorrow. So I'd love to see that for her. But it just the player that she is. She's a selfless player. She'll look for the open man and look to make the open play first before she knocks down the three. But, you know, as recently this year, she's been contributing in a different way. So just to see how far she's grown and how far her game has grown in that aspect. But, you know, I always love the lob passes that she be giving me because it's always a good feeling when your PG be finding you. And but, no, I think it's always just fun when Nika's on the court with us, and to have some of her no-look passes and some of the crafty passes that she be diming us with, it's fun to play with.